On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Diffuse.
To reduce or eliminate the tension, anger, or hostility in a situation, especially a potentially explosive one, by calming, soothing, or pacifying those involved.
Examples:
Defuse a crisis. Defuse a bomb. The negotiator skillfully diffused the tense situation with calm words and gestures.
Degrade.
To make something worse, especially in quality, to show or treat someone in a way that makes them see no value and do not have the respect or reasonable opinion of others.
Examples:
Degrade his public image. Degrade environmental quality. You should not degrade yourself by allowing them to use you.
Opportune.
Suitable or happening at a time that is suitable or convenient for a particular purpose.
Examples:
Opportune occasion. An opportune remark. The phone rang at the most opportune time.
Infect.
To affect a person, an animal, or a plant with a disease-causing organism.
Examples:
Infect other animal species. Infect a computer with a virus. Children often infect parents with this head cold.
Societal.
Relating to society or social relationships.
Examples:
Societal norms. Societal expectations. The societal pressure to conform is strong in this community.
Inject.
To put a liquid such as a drug or other substance into a person's or an animal's body using a needle and syringe equals small tube.
Examples:
Inject under the skin. Inject a personal opinion into a debate. Let's try to inject a bit of enthusiasm into your performance.
Pluck.
To pull or draw something, especially with sudden force or effort, to strip of feathers.
Examples:
Pluck a gray hair. Pluck out weeds. She plucked the flowers off the bush.
Interspace.
The space between objects or parts, especially between two closely positioned objects, an interval or gap between two things.
Examples:
Interspace for natural light. Interspace between teeth. The surgeon made an incision in the interspace between two ribs to access the patient's lungs.
Palindrome.
A word, phrase, or sequence of characters that reads the same backward as forward, such as race, scar, or level, of medicine and genetics, a sequence of DNA or RNA that is the same when read from 5' 5', denoting ends of DNA or RNA, to 3 on one strand and from 5 to 3 on the complementary strand.
Examples:
Palindrome phrase. Palindrome number. The word deified is an example of a palindrome, where it reads the same backward as it does forward.
Acronym.
A word formed from the first letter of each word in a phrase, such as NASA, National Aeronautics and Space Administration, or AIDS, Acquired Immune Deficiency Syndrome.
Examples.
Acronym definition. Use an acronym. Radar is an acronym for radio detection and ranging.
Progeny.
The descendants or offspring of a person, animal, or plant.
Examples.
Progeny viral DNA. Progeny of plants. The royal family has much progeny scattered across the globe.
Vaccinate.
To treat with a vaccine, usually by injection, to produce immunity against a disease.
Examples.
Vaccinate against scarlet fever. Vaccinate every year. The nurse vaccinated the children in the school.
Sentinel.
A person or thing that stands guard or keeps watch, a soldier or guard who stands watch to provide security.
Examples.
Sentinel duty. Sentinel lymph node. The security camera acted as a sentinel, monitoring the area for suspicious activity.
Cleave.
To split or divide something into two parts, often with force, to adhere or cling to something closely and cohesively.
Examples.
Cleave meat. Cleave the party. He swung the axe with all his might to cleave the wood in half.
Helix.
A three-dimensional spiral shape or structure, particularly like that of a spring or a DNA molecule.
Examples.
Helix structure. Alpha helix. The DNA molecule is shaped like a double helix.
Typo.
A mistake made in typing or the reproduction of a text.
Examples.
Full of typos. Typo-free resume. I noticed a typo in the company's annual report, stating the wrong profit margin.
Envision.
To imagine or expect what a situation will be like in the future.
Examples.
Envision the future. Envision the project's success. We cannot envision her as president.
Disrupt.
To prevent or stop something, especially an event, activity, or process, from continuing in the usual way by causing a problem or disturbance.
Examples.
Disrupt a well-ordered condition. Disrupt sleep. I'm so sorry to disrupt you when you're pretty busy.
Cyst.
A sac, cavity, or abnormal growth in the body that is typically filled with fluid or semi-solid material, usually benign but can also be cancerous and require treatment.
Examples.
Cyst removal. Ovarian cyst. The patient was sent for an X-ray to determine the cause of the cyst in her abdomen.
Fibrosis.
The formation of excess fibrous connective tissue in an organ or tissue, often associated with inflammation, scarring, or injury, a pathological condition that can affect various organs and tissues of the body, leading to impaired function and potential organ failure.
Examples:
Fibrosis diagnosis. Pulmonary fibrosis. The doctor diagnosed him with cardiac fibrosis, which put him at risk for heart failure.
Inefficient.
Lacking the ability or skill and not making the best use of time, money, energy, etc.
Examples:
Inefficient use. Inefficient management. The system is still so inefficient that it is useless.
Rewire.
To replace or repair the wiring of something, especially an electrical system, to make significant changes in one's thoughts or behavior patterns.
Examples:
Rewire a house. Rewire a program. I need to rewire the faulty electrical system in my house to prevent a fire.
Astound.
To surprise or shock someone with wonder very much.
Examples:
Astound everyone. Astound the viewer. The final result was nothing short of astounding.
Sickle.
A tool consisting of a short curved blade with a handle, used for cutting grass or grain, also a symbol associated with harvest or death.
Examples:
Sickle-shaped moon. Harvest sickle. The blade of the sickle glinted in the sunlight as he swung it back and forth.
Anemia.
A medical condition in which the body lacks enough red blood cells or hemoglobin, causing fatigue, weakness, or difficulty breathing, a lack of vitality or liveliness in something.
Examples:
Anemia symptoms. Anemia disease. The doctor diagnosed the patient with anemia due to a lack of iron in their blood.
Unintended.
Not planned or meant.
Examples:
Unintended bias. Unintended misunderstanding. Excessive human interference in the global environment may bring unintended consequences.
Commercialize.
To make something available for sale or use on a large scale.
Examples:
Commercialize my patents. Commercialize idea. The company is trying to commercialize its new product.
Trait.
A particular feature of your nature.
Examples:
Chemical trait. Personality traits. Multiple genes may influence behavioral traits concurrently.
Moratorium.
A temporary suspension or delay of an activity or process, often as a result of an official agreement or decision.
Examples:
a temporary moratorium on evictions. Impose moratorium. The council has decided to impose a moratorium on building new houses in the area.
Quarantine.
A state of isolation imposed on people or animals to prevent the spread of disease.
Examples:
out of quarantine. Mandatory quarantine. Due to the outbreak, the government imposed a 2-week quarantine for all travelers.
Complication.
Something that makes a situation or condition that is complex or confused.
Examples:
complication of structure. Resolve without complication. He also continued to struggle with serious long-term complications.
Blueprint.
A photographic print of an early plan for a building or machine.
Examples:
blueprint for economic reform. Architect's blueprint. A business plan is a blueprint for your success.
Genesis.
The origin or beginning of something. The first book of the biblical scriptures of both Judaism and Christianity, describing the creation of the earth and humankind.
Examples:
the genesis of civilization. In the book of Genesis. The politician's remarks became the genesis of the clash between the two countries.